Hello guys, I'm starting a new series which is based on books that I read and my thoughts and my reviews about it. And make sure, if it's your first time in my channel, make sure to subscribe my channel and try to watch another video. Maybe they can inspire you. So let's get back to business. Alright, today I will try to express my feelings, my reviews and my thoughts about the Steve Jobs bibliography book. And these notes that I saved, maybe they can useful for you, and you can try to read that book too. And let's start it. When he was an adopted kid, started to make a huge difference, rely on a garage brand called Apple, and he took a cryptography course when he was at the university age, and that has also led him to combine technology and art together, because he saw how art can make difference in people's life. When he made a mouse for the PCs, it was a small change, but it was a necessary invention for the whole PC sector. Even though he was challenging with Microsoft, he admired Bill Gates just like Bill Gates admired Steve Jobs. When he must leave his baby child, Apple, and goes to the Pixar, he made huge effects to a place that he went on. So Pixar also take a part just next to Disney. And when Disney started, Pixar was nowhere. And right now, Pixar movies are more valuable than Disney movies. We can say this because these are the same company. And 1984 advertisement, which is based on 1984 novel, who the owner of George Orwell, was viral at that time, and the big message to the Microsoft, who is leading to the market and saying that, hey, big brother, your era is done, let's play together. But if you think about it, right now Apple can consider another big brother in this age, so think about it. And when he announced iTunes and iPod, he obviously changed entire music industry, which Sony can do with all the assets he has. If you think about it, Apple just started with iTunes and iPod, and Sony was leading all the music industry from more than one decade. But they didn't change the music industry, so Apple did. And it's a good and inspiring message to all the readers, all the people who love technology. And also, he didn't want a market research, because he believes that people don't know what they want until we show them. And he always announced products himself, because he fell in love with the products that he did. And these are really good notes from the book. And the iPod comes. He announced three things. 1. Widescreen iPod with touch controls. 2. Revolutionary mobile phone. And 3. Breakthrough internet communication device. But it was only one product, which is iPhone. So obviously iPhone had already changed the whole mobile phone industry too. And he has also funny moments, like announcing a product with a sandal in his foot. So it's a different aspect that he has. And when he was at the hospital and doing his treatment, he even doesn't like the shape of the mask and try to redesign it. Maybe you can understand how he is seeing the world itself. Details and design together. His passion is the product itself, which can make a difference, and try to create a lot of good stuffs, not the profit margin. So most of the people, especially when Steve Jobs left Apple, the CEOs at that time, they try to consider the margins, the profits, all of these aspects. And that time, Apple just lose his market share while considering the Microsoft itself. And it was the big mistake of Apple did. But after he come back more stronger than he was. So he completely changed iPod, iPhone, iPad, all of them. He completely changed the industries. And he was a genius, but he also has some bad features, like he made a very weak relationship with his children. Sometimes he made some good ideas and claimed it just like his ideas. That's why I like this book, because we can completely see and completely understand who is Steve Jobs truly, because we are human and we have good moods and bad moods, good habits and bad habits, and all of them you can see in his bibliography book. And that's why I like this book. And for last, I highly recommend this book to read and try to be passionate just like the Jobs, but in your own way. Maybe you like to make contents about social media, maybe you like marketing, maybe you like to invent something. Just be passionate just like Steve Jobs did with his company Apple. So these are all my thoughts and my beliefs about this book and about Steve Jobs. I hope you like this video, and if you like this video you can always comment below. And this is my first book review video, so I'm kind of nervous, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And if you have any different idea about this series, you can always comment there. Thank you so much. Have a nice and healthy days. Bye.